Hey, good morning, Bob. Trade Genius, the 7th of August. And I want to show you something here pretty cool. So let me just jump in here. And I don't know if it's cool or not. It's probably going to be scary. But I was talking about DBA and wheat. And I just wanted to show you what's happening here. This is the wheat crop and the prices are getting for wheat. And this is from last year to this year. Prices are going from 280 to 408. I mean, this is 40% increase of the price of wheat. This is, I'll get to this in a second, but this is another thing I want to talk about. And the reason I'm pointing these things out is I've said that my contention has been all along that the central banks and their quantitative easing and the countries that have been mercantilistic, that means they've been selling their currencies to basically foster their exports, only food and energy will cause them to stop. And we're starting to see it with wheat and soybeans that the crops aren't coming in that well. Money's coming into these funds now that are going to be trading wheat and soybeans and corn, and you're going to see prices start to lift. And as food prices lift at the farm level, it gets passed all the way through. In countries that have to import their food, it becomes intolerable if they keep debasing their currency, and they're going to have to stop. And the reason why that's important, for two reasons. One is you're going to pay more for food. That means you won't be buying other things, or you're going to be going deeper in debt, or the funding mechanisms that they use when they do quantitative easing to keep their stock markets lifted are ending. And you don't have to be a genius to see how they've just been pouring money into these stock markets of late. And this is a big source of collateral and capital to use to fund stock purchases. Here's Europe now. So Australia, here's Europe. And then here's futures in the U.S. And so everything's starting to lift across the board. And that's the thing I talk about with China, is that this thing with the farmers wringing their hands, China has to buy all the soybean, all the wheat they get their hands on. And so whether it routes itself through another country to get to China, our food crops are going to be getting good prices and move through. And I wouldn't worry too much about our farmers not making enough money on a go-forward basis, at least the ones that can get a crop out of the ground. And I want to go back now to this chart, this other chart I want to show you here because it's related. This is the Japanese, and they're the biggest offenders in terms of being able to sell their currency, and they use that to fund stock purchases around the world. Well, their contention was they had to keep doing that because they can't get wage growth up. Well, Japanese wage growth now is hitting 3.6%, and it's going to be the highest level since 1997. And so this is going to be a problem for them if they keep debasing their currency, because now energy's up, food costs are going up, wage costs are going up, and you're going to start seeing the Japanese yen start to lift in price. And when that happens, they couple things happen. One is energy costs actually go up because they suppress energy when they do their currency debasement. And number two is you lose a funding mechanism for the stock market. And the third thing is you got to trade their FXY, or you can go long Forex if you feel like living dangerously. So I just want to point that stuff out to you. It's coming, and it's been my view all along that we're going to be paying much higher food prices. Just took a little longer than I expected because of what was going on in Russia. And I think I didn't show that one to you yet. Let me show you that one too. So they downgraded the Russian price, their harvest as well. So you got the U.S. market, you got the Australian market, you got the Europe market, and then you have what's going on here with in Russia. Now Russia is not when they say they slash it because they were expecting really good harvest. They're going to have an average harvest, but they've been the swing producer, which has been suppressing the price. So as they come out of the market, everybody else's prices start to firm, and you're seeing it right now. So So get ready. Those are the opportunities for you. That's why we bought wheat last week. We bought DBA yesterday. And I think these are going to be secular moves. I don't think they're going to be short-term moves. And I think we're going to be able to profit from those trades. But also at the same time, if you own these, you're protecting your family because food inflation's coming. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you guys later. Enjoy the markets, and we'll be back at you soon. Bye-bye.